How are y'all doing today? So, first and foremost, I wanted to say happy almost middle of September. And I am so proud of each and every one of you. Every day that we open our eyes, it's truly another gift and another day to start fresh. But I wanted to talk to y'all about something. So, I don't know if you know my method of attack for Tuesdays, but I have been reading these two books and they're totally different authors. And I read one chapter out of one and one chapter out of another on Tuesdays. And lo and behold, every single Tuesday since I've started these two, they've been very congruent. And I don't know if it's just because my brain is drawing parallel lines, but here is one of the scriptures that I wanted to share with y'all. And this is the Amplified Classic version of the Bible. But in First Peter chapter 4, verse 8, it says, above all things, have intense and unfailing love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins and offenses of others. And I was thinking, like, that just goes so far into what we do. It really does. We show love for each other as center sisters, as network marketers. We show love to ourselves, hopefully with our self-care routines. And if you do not have a self-care routine, I can give you some suggestions if you don't know where to start, because I did not know where to start a couple of years ago. And it has saved my bacon a lot mentally. And we also love one another with our clients and customers. And we also love one another with our friends and families. And it just, resonated with me that ultimately is what we do all the time, everywhere. So, with that said, this chapter that I have been reading in Courage is Calling, it talks about how you can't put your safety first. And it was talking about Julius Caesar and how he was seeking to overthrow the Roman Republic, and Cicero, his longtime rival. And in life and in war, Cicero would later say, one should choose the stronger side and reckon the safe course the better. And some of us choose to reckon the safe course when we love one another. Some of us have chosen safer individuals than others. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong at all. I'm just saying that some of us have made different choices in that regard. And it was talking about Cicero, and it said, he died pathetically, losing not only his life, but multiple chances to have been a hero. Fear leaves a stain. Isn't that all of us? Don't we wake up every single day with another chance to be a hero to someone, even a stranger? And sometimes we don't take that chance. And that fear sometimes leaves us staying. I don't know if I've talked to y'all about this before, probably because it affected me. But about 6 months ago, I was at the grocery store and a lady walked up to me and she was like speaking in fluent Spanish. And I understand a little bit of Spanish. And she was kind of speaking in gibberish, but I chalked it up to, well, maybe it's a different dialect of Spanish that I'm not used to. Like maybe she's from Argentina and I'm used to actually people from Spain or Mexico. Like, I don't know. So I'm sitting there in my brain going, what? And she like keeps saying it, but she's slightly changing it and starting to incorporate more English, right? And at the end, this was like a 3-minute exchange, y'all. So at the end, after me saying what, like 5 times, she finally says, I need money for Bebe. And she holds up a can of baby food. And I looked at her and I was like, do you want me to purchase your baby food on this card? And I was like, all I have is my card, but I can purchase that baby food for you. And she like walks away, right? And I walked away as well. And then when I got up to the checkout line, I kind of scanned and looked for her because I was like, you know, what I should have said is, you know, I would be glad to purchase your baby formula for you. And then give her a hug and offer to pray with her. I should have done that right off the bat. And the fact that I didn't hug her or pray with her still bugs me. And that is fear leaving a stain. Vernon Johns, he was a civil rights pioneer and pastor. And he said, everywhere I go in the South, the Negro is forced to choose between his hide and his soul. Mostly, he chooses his hide. But I'm going to tell him his hide is not worth it. We are fragile creatures. Nothing can change that. You are a fool if you think staying on the good side of bad people is a safe bet. I think it was 1 or 2 weeks ago that I said, yeah, it was probably 2 weeks ago, actually, where I said, it's preferable to stand tall in a mud puddle than to lick boots in the parlor. The same thing. Don't be on the good side of bad people because you are not safe there. Nothing can guarantee your future. But if you're on the good side of good people, you're going to make an extraordinary life just by making an ordinary decision to get on the right side of history. And it's also worth remembering that most people die in bed. So getting up and getting active is much safer than just laying around in bed. Most people die in bed. So if percentage wise, people are dying in bed, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to get up and get moving and get that blood pumping through my body every single morning. And you know what? Having dogs that really have to pee right at that moment are I would say the key to life as far as that's concerned, because I don't have the option of just laying in bed and watching the flies hit the wall. As soon as my eyes open, my dog Lucy knows that I am conscious. And that is when she comes up to me and looks me dead in the eye. And I don't speak dog, and she does not speak English, but I am pretty sure that she's saying, I gotta pee. I gotta pee right now. So if you don't have a dog that does that, get yourself one. Yeah, baby, I'm talking about you. We're already fugitives of the law averages. We're already marked for death from birth. And when you realize this, you can stop being so concerned about everything that can go wrong. Who cares? It's just a drop in the bucket. Another point in that dash between the date that you are born and the date that you die. Your life is that little dash. All certainty is uncertain. You're not safe. You never will be. No one is. But how will you handle the danger? No one can tell you that for sure, but with courage, you can say to yourself, I'm not sure, but I will get through it with my soul intact, and I will make the best of it, and I will not be afraid. And just a reminder, the phrase, be not afraid, fear not, is in the Bible like 365 times. That's once a day, y'all. Once a day. So it is a good thing to not be afraid. And if you are uncertain about something that might be in the future, just say, God's got this. Or whoever your source may be, or whoever your higher power may be, they've got this. So I am going to stop the recording right now so I can talk to Barb and ask her some questions.